Filming.
It's rock and roll. Yeah, don't get nervous, Alistair.
Try not to.
Okay, so you can play. I'll kind of just speak. I'll just speak in the beginning. Okay, so DBK Radio, DBK Productions. This is the very first part of our South African comic book campaign.
Excellent.
You know what I'm saying?
Excellent.
Okay, so we went to Free Comic Book Day, and we got in touch with Alastair. And I just want to start off with a little bit of a story of how I found out about Crimson.
Sure.
And this is his. This is the first one here, number 1, and this is the one that I found the very first time. And
Bring it a bit closer.
A little bit closer. Okay, that one over
There
there.
you go.
Okay. So you've got 3 out now.
That's correct.
3rd edition is this one here.
That's the 3rd one.
That one there. Okay. And this is the 3rd one.
That's correct. Yeah.
So now, what I wanted to ask you before any. Oh wait. Let's just go to the beginning before I get here.
Okay.
So I was living in Johannesburg,
Right.
and every year there's the event called Rage. So we all know about Rage as a gaming expo.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest in Africa.
Correct.
And they have a comic book section and a cosplay section. And every year I go there and I go and see what's new. I always wanted to be a graphic novel illustrator of some sort.
Right.
But I don't have the skills.
Okay. Sure.
And then I saw that this one.
Yes.
And I asked the guy about it because it looks very manga-ish.
Influenced by manga.
Very,
yes.
very manga influenced. The samurai. What's the one with
Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scrolls?
Ninja
Yes.
Scroll
Ninja
is
Scroll.
the classic samurai anime.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Yeah. So I saw it there. Then I asked the guy. He said, "Nah, this dude is in Cape Town." And I was like, "Oh, next time I'm in Cape Town, I have to try and find you."
okay.
Now it's been a 2-year-long mission to find Alastair. Just to
I
let you
will
guys
find
know.
you.
I will find you, and I will interview you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the quest for full
Yes,
day.
yes. So when we started DBK, I told Alter, listen, dude, we have to get this guy in. I need to find him.
Right.
I need to see what's the buzz. I was on Facebook. I was on Twitter. I was like kind of checking the internet and that.
Yes.
But I wasn't sure.
Okay.
And I think I might have found you.
Okay.
But then to get in contact with you was like
was difficult.
was difficult.
Okay, sure.
Then I found out you actually have a daytime job.
I do.
So I mean, you can't do this all the
I
time.
can't do it all the time. It's purely after hours.
Purely after hours. Okay.
Purely after hours.
Okay. Now, what was your inspiration for Crimson? Where did this all start?
Well, I mean, I've been drawing since as long as I know myself.
Okay.
Basically, that's where the drawing started.
Yeah.
The interest in comic books started, I would say, before I even went to school. I had older cousins and they had comic books lying around.
Yeah.
I used to borrow theirs until I begged enough to basically get my own.
Okay.
And then from there on, it was swapping comic books at school with friends,
Yes.
talking about which characters we liked and so on. And then of course the cartoons started coming out on TV.
Yes.
And that also basically sparked the interest again. And since then I've always been looking at comic books. So started in early school days. I've been doing art since junior school, all the way through high school.
Okay. The actual class.
Formal classes,
Formal
yes.
class, yes. Okay.
And through primary school, high school, I've always kept it as a hobby. It's a very, how can I say, engrossing hobby.
Yeah.
And then I suppose at the back of my mind there was always a desire to basically use the ideas I'd stored in my head into a form of book or publication of some kind.
Okay.
It took a while to formalize it, but here we are.
So, how did you? Is this main character?
Yes.
Where does she come from?
Okay.
Or when did you first think up the idea of? Well, first of all, give us a little bit of a history. What's her name and so on?
Okay. The main character's name is Tayin
Okay.
Nishida. She is a mixed race, mixed heritage character.
Okay.
She has she's also, it's also a she rather than a he, because I feel like comic books are too much male orientated.
Okay.
And also they don't cater enough to minorities.
Yes.
All the mainstream Marvel DC heroes are white males.
Yeah.
Western white males. That's basically what you're seeing. So the intention is basically to use to explore the other identities of people that are in our world that don't often get portrayed in the hero spotlight.
Okay. Okay.
So and also I do believe that females in our times may need more spotlight than they have been given before. So
yes. Yes.
We are living in a world where we're trying to make the sexes equal in all
Here we go, Alistair's all for that. All for that.
I don't have a problem with that.
No, hey, you know what? In the gaming world as well,
Yeah.
there's many times where they complain that there's not enough lead female roles in games.
Yes.
Especially AAA titles.
Yes.
We have seen a few. Lara Croft, the girl from what's that one where they run around and stuff on the
Mirror's
rooftop?
Edge.
Mirror's Edge.
Yes.
Nintendo's one. What is Nintendo's one? The alien sort of the alien chick, the alien girl. Metroid.
Metroid.
Okay.
That's a female as well, and that blew the world's
But
mind.
people
when
didn't
they
know
found out.
you only find it like right at the end.
Yes, you only find it right at the end. Spoiler alert. But it's a female, and that's from 8-bit times.
Yes.
And we're used to the usual thing, like the Mario Brothers, where you have to save the princess, and they're not the hero, and they stay in trouble, and
You're
that's
the helpless lady.
So I think that's kind of cool. And you're from the hood.
I am.
You're from the hood.
I'm not too far from you actually.
Yes, Grassy Park, I
That's
believe,
it.
eh?
That's it.
All your life.
Most of my life.
We grew up in Grassy
Yeah, we
Park.
grew up.
We from Grassy Park as well. 6th Avenue.
Okay.
My
Easy
grandparents was
Primary.
there. Easy Primary,
Yes,
Grassy Park.
yes,
So
yes.
big up to Grassy Park.
I know.
All the talent coming from there, man.
Yeah.
There's
So
loads of talent from there.
lots of talent out there. Lots of talent.
So tell us about your schooling. Primary school was?
Primary school, Plantation Primary School
For real?
in Grassy Park, yes.
Here we go. And high school.
And high school, Wynberg Boys High School.
Wynberg, so you moved a bit out of the hood.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, explored the other avenues out there.
Okay. And was it difficult?
At the time, it was a bit of a challenge because I entered high school at the time when Model C schools were just taking off.
So when was that? 95?
92.
92?
92.
Okay. So you're just a bit ahead of us.
All kinds of changes happening in the country,
Yeah.
and Model C was just taking off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And like challenges in the area. Let's say like growing up in Grassy Park.
Oh well, it's basically the mentality of the hood is the obstacle that you have
Yes.
to overcome because people are always taking the easier routes. Basically, they don't have a perspective of the whole world out there.
Yeah.
Basically, what's happening in the hood becomes their reality. So they, I would say, make choices that are maybe not so well considered.
Yeah.
Short-term choices that don't work out long-term, and basically their horizons seem quite limited. So I was lucky enough that I have very supportive parents and teachers, and basically seeing what's out there in the world and making the sacrifices early on. Putting energy into studies because I knew I wasn't going to be a professional sports person.
Yeah.
I'm not talented in that way, but it's just putting in the hours and then working hard, play hard kind of philosophy.
And did your art help you?
Art helped a lot. I mean,
It did help a lot.
It's a cheap form of entertainment.
Yeah.
Back in the days, in our day there wasn't PlayStation. Back in the day,
Yeah.
there was only so much TV you could watch as well. So drawing and art is a way to,
Okay.
it's a form of self-entertainment if you can call it that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything in here that is in the real world? Or taking reference from the real world?
No, I'm not literal in the book. I use kind of issues that are in the real world.
Yeah.
There are race issues, sex issues.
I see these corporates in here.
There
There's
are
like this big
corporates.
corporate organization
Yes.
that's
Yes.
kind of running things when I read through them.
Yes, because I was thinking, the storyline is basically there's a city that Tayan lives in.
Yeah.
She sees elements that she doesn't like in the city, and she's kind of going on this quest of how do I put up some resistance
Yeah.
to this, and basically it's there's a strong sci-fi element in the story as well.
Yeah.
And
part robot sort of thing.
Yes.
I'd see in the third one it slowly gets there. From
Yes.
here you start seeing this whole like
cyborg
android sort of thing happening.
and basically I think not everybody's Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
So who are the people who can develop this technology that creates meta-humans or advanced technologies that can be used for evil?
Yeah.
It's basically guys with the big money.
Okay.
So that's how the corporates come into it, and it's just an extension of the everyday technologies. They develop all kinds of things, cell phones, whatever.
Yeah.
And then weapons is the next level of that development.
Okay. Okay.
As far as
So
the
there's
story
nothing
goes.
of GP in here.
No, not specifically.
No busy corners out here.
No, nobody
She doesn't go into like the flats and like go solve crime and stuff like that. Take down drug dealers and things like
nobody's
that.
eating Gatsby's.
Yeah. You should put a Gatsby in here, guys. You should put a Gatsby in here. Confirm. We're gonna get him to put a Gatsby in here. But I liked it. It's very cool.
Can I just ask one question? I've always been interested in how people come up with their manga. I like watching my anime and stuff, and I always wonder, how do you plot the storyline?
Yeah.
Do you plot it out completely before you start your first book? And you have, your beginning, where you're going to end, and then you start publishing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
which builds up through.
Yes.
Is that the way it works?
This is an ongoing series, so I do have an end plot in mind.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it easier to plan each issue.
Yeah.
Although I am new at writing, and in the beginning I started writing as if it were a novel,
Yeah.
and trying to break each issue into a chapter. And I'm discovering, as I'm doing the books, I learn new things all the time, and then I learn about how much you can actually put into one issue. What's
Yeah.
going to work in terms of balance of story into one issue, and not trying to do too much into one issue as
Yeah.
well. So for me it's a bit of a learning curve, but having that whole plot outline at the beginning is it's a good way to start.
And help keep you on track and guided, sort
Yes,
of.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that you don't meander too much
Yeah.
and make it very convoluted.
Yeah.
Which is something that other comic books tend to do. I'm not saying specifically,
Yeah.
but it is a thing that can happen where the book becomes so convoluted that you forget what the central storyline was about in the beginning.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The artwork's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That
I
was
like
very
it.
cool.
I like it. It doesn't seem generic.
Mm.
Like
Thanks.
if you see what what the mainstream guys are doing, we say like Marvel and DC and that they have their certain look,
Yes.
and everybody kind of follows that. I'm a big fan of Todd McFarlane. So you see my Spawn comic over there, old school.
Yes.
And when he came out, it was very gritty,
Yes.
very very much like this, and it slowly progressed as time went on.
Yeah.
Depending, like the Curse of Spawn was very different to actual Spawn. when it
Yes,
just
yes,
came out,
yes,
just
yes,
Spawn. So you can see that it's changed over, and you get better with your techniques, and computers help you a lot as well.
Yeah.
It does help you a lot. It does.
That's computers are useful tools for putting the whole book together, and then also like achieving effects
Yeah.
in the artwork. Because I'm one person, I can't focus too much on the effects and the coloring of the book too much. People who have a team behind them are better able to do that.
Yeah.
But if I look at the hardcore comics that I like, classic ones, manga books, and certain of the old school Marvel DC books were black and white.
Yes, that's why I'd see your third one
And
is
I think black and white makes very powerful images,
Yeah.
And then the color, if it comes afterwards, it's a nice extra.
Yeah.
But I think the core of the artwork is stronger in black and white.
Black and white. Pure shading.
It is. You can just see some of it over there. We'll put some still shots of your artwork over the video, so people can get a better look at what it is and how it looks.
Where can people find these comic books if they're interested in finding them?
Okay. Basically, the Reader's Den shop is the
Distributor of them.
comic shop in Cape Town that everybody knows, and they help me to sell the books off their shelves.
Cool.
Alternatively, if you find me at an event,
Yeah.
And he's there. Let's just say he's there, and if you do come across, say hello to him, speak to him, Because he's willing to say, and sign your book.
Yeah.
Hey, you
and,
signed the book for us. So
I did.
that was
I'm always
very
happy
cool.
to chat to people who are
Yeah.
interested and want to learn more about how the, how the book gets put together, or if they're interested in.
Yeah, I'm
books in
extremely
general.
interested in that because I watched this thing on a DJ who makes a thing called Pop Anthology, which we play here.
Okay.
It's about a 5-minute clip of all the hits of a year.
Okay.
And it takes him 180 hours to do that. And I just look at something like this and how long does something like that take you?
Yeah.
Especially seeing that you're doing it part-time. It's not a full-time job that you're doing.
That's why I said it took me like 2 years to find it. Because I had the one book and I couldn't find the second one. And months went past by and I was like, geez, no man. I'm sure he's busy on something else. You can't just leave it like that. I want to know what happens next. But I never saw anything. But because you are alone, it takes a long time.
It takes a long time. The writing especially takes a long
Yeah.
time. I'm a very self-critical kind of a person.
Yeah.
I'm also new at putting these
Yeah.
books together. So the writing will take a few months. It'll take a couple of months to basically get to a point where I'm happy now to sort of, this is the storyline for the next issue and I'm going to work around this. Because there's lots of versions that go through my mind, and what if the character does this, and maybe I must introduce this character at this point now, and so on and so on. So the writing process takes a while. And then usually I aim the book at an event, towards an event, launching the next issue at an event.
Okay.
So I work sort of backwards from the event date.
Wow.
And then I tell myself, well, this is the time frame you've got to actually get the book to print. And basically, I mean, the core artwork takes about 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
But for me, it's mainly the story that goes through a couple of different versions. It takes the longest to nail down.
Okay. Alright. I think that's it. That's it. We'll speak some more in studio. So we just did this. We did this so that you can get a. If you missed the radio show, you'll be able to follow it up and see what we've done on YouTube and DBK TV.
He has a Twitter. Alastair has a Twitter handle as well.
Yeah,
If you guys
does
want
have
to
a
follow.
Twitter handle. We'll put it on the video, but if you can just tell us your Twitter handle and
It's
your Facebook.
Alastair.Brauns. The spelling, you'll check the spelling on the
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll pop it up there.
Yeah, we'll put it on.
And then there's also the Facebook site as well,
Okay.
which is the Crimson Comic Book by Tank21 Creative.
Cool. Oh, one last thing. Why did you decide to make it, what's this, A4?
That is...
Instead of your original sizes?
That is basically an option that the printer gave me at the time.
Okay.
The intention is to publish in this size, which is international comic book size.
Yeah.
So the next edition of print of issue number 3 will be happening in this size.
Okay.
It's just a printer option that was given to me at the
So
time.
this is limited edition.
It is limited edition.
There we go, son. Limited edition.
Grab them by
Get
the
your hand in that,
Yeah, you
you
have
might
to. It would be nice if you can sign the one that we do have. You did sign on the inside, but if you can just sign on the outside for DBK, so we can put it up like we did there where Crimson 2 is.
Excellent.
And then you can, you actually starting the wall, the comic book wall. We're gonna have that all.
brilliant.
Everybody that comes
Comic
in
book
and stuff
wall,
will put all of their comics
Awesome,
up there.
excellent. Yeah.
So yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
very much.
Lucy.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Do you like Tekken? I mean, not Tekken, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat. Do
Like
you
I say,
Mortal Kombat?
I'm an old school Mortal Kombat fan. I don't know this
Yeah.
new version, but I'm willing to give it a shot there.
Okay. Let's let's try. I just need to connect this controller.